Hello, everyone, and welcome to Feminine and Powerful, our mindset video of this month. And I'm here to do that with you today while having a delicious yogurt. So, um, I almost wish we could do that online. That would be like together and everything. But anyway, here we are. So, first thing that I would like to talk to you about, and I would like you really to feel this vibe. So, if you're home right now watching this video, if you can take a little space for yourself, get something that you like eating, that you enjoy, or maybe a drink, like a coffee or matcha latte, like whatever you like, or champagne, always, why not? Go and grab it because I want this to be kind of a conversation. And I chose this topic because I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but one of the things that made me choose this path for myself was when I realized that a lot of conversations went along the lines, conversations about this, like being feminine, being powerful, wearing skirts and stuff, went always around this. Oh, yeah, she's super feminine, but super powerful. And it kind of always bothered me, like, what do you mean, but? Why not and? So if you go to my website, like the school's website, you're gonna see it's really like feminine and powerful because I don't believe a but belongs in there. It's definitely and. Feminine is powerful in different ways. I agree. So I'm here to really just like talk about my truth. And I do believe it's different, masculine energy and feminine energy are different. And I do believe that most of us have both and all in different degrees. Most of us, I think everybody actually has both, but we have that at different degrees. So you probably know some girls who are way more feminine and not so much into their masculine, and also vice versa. You have girls who are way more into their masculine, and trust me, that's actually me, and not so much into the feminine side. As well as you have boys the same, like we have our teachers here, for example, Crystal, super into the feminine side, and he's also super into the masculine sometimes, We all have both. And I think it's important to realize that not only we have both, we can have the best of both, you know. They only become detrimental when you are forcing yourself to choose one over the other based on external circumstances. And I'll say that again. It only becomes bad when you are forcing yourself to be one or the other because of external circumstances. What I mean by that is you're free to choose. It's your life. And you should choose, as I said in the other video, your life, your rules. And the thing is, if you feel drawn to one side more than the other, and it feels comfortable because you enjoy that, then why not keep it? However, if it feels comfortable because then you don't have to deal with other people's backlash, maybe it's time to ditch those people, out of your life. Your life, your rules. So, what I'm here to talk to you about today is that feminine and powerful, they come together. Masculine and powerful too. So, adjectives don't belong necessarily to one side or the other. Ways of doing things, yes. So, in my point of view, you can deal with things in several different ways. And you can choose if you want to deal with a situation drawing your power from your masculine side or drawing power from your feminine side. and none is right or wrong. It's your choice. And that's the whole point of this video. So I just made my yogurt here. It looks delicious. Let's see if it is. Or maybe need sugar. Yeah, I think I'll get a little sugar for it. I like sweet things, you know. So, yeah, so then it will wait. But basically, what I wanted to talk to you about then is this. Let's say there is a situation you have to solve. So, for example, I would say some situations are more easily solved if you choose one or the other, but both work. So let's say you were going to the supermarket to buy something really heavy, like you're buying 10 cartons of milk or whatever, you know, and then plus 6 bottles of soda and 6 bottles of champagne. That's the situation. And you can deal with that as you wish, and you can pick from which side you want to draw it. So let's say you're like, okay, I have time, I'm prepared, and then you bring one of those carts to carry everything on your own. You come and you bring it, you go through the cashier, you pay, you have your card, you push your card, put in your car, go home. You can also maybe not be that prepared, and then you can use a bit more of the other side, and then you can go and ask people for help. Yeah, look, I need a little help carrying this, you know, to my car or something like that. Why not? Ask people, you know, some people will want to help you, and that's totally okay. So you see, it's one situation, and it's the silliest situation I could think of, but you're not giving your power away in either circumstance because you choose that. So what I would like you to do as an exercise from your mindset video for this month is to really think of, am I overdoing something so that people will perceive me in a certain way? So when you go to when you are in the situation, for example, like, well, I really needed to do this today, but I didn't bring my card. I'm not prepared, and people will think, you know, I'm just, you know, being weak, that I can't do my own thing, and then I'll just not do it. Are you choosing a path that might be not ideal for you just because you want to avoid things? Then say, fuck it. Like, okay, well, maybe I didn't have time to do that. That's fine. You know, I'm busy. I'm a busy person. I will go and do that anyway, and then I'll find this. I'll find a way to do it. So what I would like to actually, yeah, to kind of encourage you to do is to explore all of the possibilities. Play with that. So life is going to be like a playground for everybody, you know, for you, especially if you're here. So if there is something that you want to try, something that you want to do, try it, do it, you know, and you have the power. Being the feminine can be so much more powerful in other circumstances. So I think I mentioned the other day about a situation in which it was a hard situation that I have to go through. And now when I'm looking back at it, I can really tell that had I relied a bit more on my feminine side, I could probably have dealt with that better. So, as I said before, I'm a lot into my masculine side. So sometimes I notice that I'm way too rational even when the circumstances are asking for something else. If I could explore more, and that's what I try to do, my feminine side, my emotional side, and just going with the flow, you know, instead of trying to make everything really fit a pre-prepared plan that I created, things could actually be easier. And that's where the power of your feminine side gets in. There is so many things in life that you are much better off doing experiencing, and just living if you let it happen, as the feminine would. So the next thing that I would like to talk to you about today is exactly about this dichotomy, that we call. So I have this for you, just a second. So, list maybe, yes. So actually, what I would like to talk to you about is what is what. So I've been saying I kind of came from the point in which I assumed you know, okay, this is masculine, this is feminine. Most of us do know, but I'll give you some words. So feminine side, for example, is more into the allowing things to happen. Surrender is a good word. So instead of just planning is very masculine, and knowing exactly what's going to happen, having expectations, those are very masculine traits. And in the world we live in, it's many things are actually geared towards that masculine side anyway. So everybody talks a lot about goals and what is the plan and what you want the outcome to be, and etc. And that's cool and everything. And I think you should have some of those things, like we talk a lot about goals, where do you want to be, how you're gonna get there, and so on. And the feminine is more about having fun, living the moment, and allowing things to just happen. So I'll give you a very good example of being balanced with this too. So the way that I find it to be like the best way you can do it is if you go back like to our first videos, you have like setting goals and so on. You have the goal, you have the vision board, for example, and you have a plan. You're like, okay, so look, if I want to be on stage, let's say in June, July, September, whatever, I'm going to start working, and then I'm booking lessons every 2 weeks, and then I'm going to be prepared for that. It's great that you have this plan. And then just the same way, it's very interesting because I was just doing the choreography video, the same way that you do the choreography that you create. To see how I create choreographies, I create a structure first, and then I start going, for changing bits and pieces there and here and fine tuning and so on. I need to see how it goes. I need to see the flow. I need to see people in action, listen to the music, feel. When it's for me, I have to feel, how that's going to feel. And then I can make a decision. And if something changes, fine, I'll change it. No problem. So the planning and the creating the first structure is part of more of your masculine side, your masculine energy. And then allowing for that structure to work in your favor, coming and experience, let's say you booked classes, coming to the classes with your intention of having fun and of doing the best that you can, but no expectations. You're like, let's see where that's gonna go. Let's just come and have fun. Let's just bring my energy and see where that's gonna lead us. That's you putting your feminine to work at its best. So you see this good balance. So you still have the plan, you have the structure, you have the vision board, but then you also allow yourself for surprises. So maybe in your vision board, it's a show you want to see in the US, like the BHOF, like the Burlesque Hall of Fame. And let go of the details, your brain will start to look for opportunities. And honestly, one thing that the feminine side has that I think it's the most powerful is the magnetism. I find brains quite attractive, to be honest. And a very masculine side is really attracted to that they don't have. That's why we have that saying, that things opposites attract. So what it really means is you feel very attracted to things normally that are not normal to you or seem intriguing, or you're like, how do they do that? And being in this flow and just enjoying things is so attractive, actually. And the feminine can be so magnetic. Not, I mean, I'm talking also, about like sexually, to whoever you are attracted to, but in general to life. So when you see, if you come and you get into a class and the teacher is happy and dancing and smiling and there is that whole vibe, don't you love it? And you want to be part of it and you want to come more often. However, if you come and it's like, okay, so now let's do this. The plan for today is we do this and that. So 3, 2, 1, go. So a little bit you get into that, like, but really, it's not as attractive, is it? While being part of the flow is. The same when you go on a date. Having a plan is good, especially if you live in Zurich, if you live in Switzerland, you gotta have a plan because you gotta have a reservation. I don't know in other countries so much, it can be a bit more spontaneous, but depending on where you live and depending on the restaurant you want to go to, you better be prepared. So you plan for that, of course. I have a restaurant reservation in my dream restaurant that I did like 2 months ago. So I have the plan, but everything else I let go of. I'm like, I'm going, I will be there, I'll dress up, I'll have the time of my life, and I'll simply see. I have zero expectations. I'm like, I'll just live it. I'll just live the moment. I'm not looking into the menu. Like, oh yeah, let me check the menu because I want to make sure that all the foods that I want will be there. And I want to make sure that this happens. I want to make sure that this happens, So you see the balance. So I had the masculine side of me planning the whole thing. And now I have the feminine part of me just allowing things to unfold. And that's when the surprises come in as well. So yeah, so this is a talk. And now I'm gonna go and get something, like maybe some honey or sugar, for my yogurt. And this is the talk. Channel like both sides, know how to have this imbalance. And really, this is the power. I think that really the biggest power of the feminine is the magnetism. Being the flow and just being there, like, and allowing things to unfold for you as they come is so crazy magnetic. So I hope you've enjoyed this little talk. Next week, I will give you another one and with our PDF, that you can also work through. And stay tuned. Thank you.